NZME, New Zealand Herald and ZB are setting a vaccine target of 90%. We think 90% of the country should be vaccinated. What do you think of a target like that?
Well, I think it's a great, enormously wonderful target, and we should try for it. We've set a target of 70 to 75% of the population, so then we could start looking at something other than just complete lockdowns. But if we could get to 90%, I'm with you.
And there's been some controversy in politics recently about vaccine targets as an idea. You obviously believe in vaccine targets, you've set one yourself. Why are targets important?
Well, it's really important because people tend to quite like to work towards a target. So imagine if instead of being told how many COVID cases there are in a day, we got told how vaccinations are going, and we had some charts showing where we are, but like a telethon. What I know about Kiwis, we love to try and get a target, try and work to it, and then we go, wow, we've done that, let's go for the next one. So I just think we've got to be a bit more positive about it.
And when, in terms of getting to targets, how do you actually hit a target, particularly at the moment? I think we're at 50,000 vaccinations a day, or doses a day. A couple of weeks ago it was 90,000. Demand's really dropped off. Yeah. How do you hit the target?
Well, first off, you have to have the supply completely sorted, and I think we've seen in the last week when we were told that we had all the vaccines, we didn't actually have all the vaccines. That wasn't quite correct, but I think one of the things we can do is set up some, we could have some ideas such as giving people vouchers, grocery vouchers. We could, particularly those hard to reach areas, we could start doing that. We could have mobile vaccination vans going around with a refrigerator in it for the vaccine to keep it right, and people to obviously vaccinate. We could do all sorts of things like that, but we could run a percentage of the population, 1 dose, 2 doses, just do that sort of thing and have some fun with it.
And what's your caucus looking like as far as vaccinations
Well,
go?
I've just had a look at the latest sheet, and it's really improving. So people are ramping up their vaccinations. Every single one of our caucus is either double vaccinated, like me, got 1 vaccination, the second booked, or else they're booked and they're just in an area where it hasn't been as available. Right,
so you've got, you will in a few weeks, months' time have 100% vaccinations in your caucus?
I certainly hope so. And of course, we don't require people to, but we do believe it's the right thing for us to do to show some leadership on it.
If there were someone in your caucus who didn't want to get vaccinated, what would you do?
I'd ask them to go and talk to Dr. Shane Ritty and let him explain what happens if you get COVID and you're not vaccinated versus what happens if you get COVID and you are vaccinated.
Have you in your own life had to talk to anyone who's vaccine hesitant?
Oh yes, I have. People who I'd be very surprised would be vaccine hesitant. What I've said to them is, where the hesitancy tends to be is that they've heard that this is not properly trialled. The vaccine is something that's being used on us as humans as opposed to going through all the years of testing and things. What I say to them is that if you consider around the world, every single world leader that I can think of has been double vaccinated. There's a reason they don't want to die. And they're not going to go and put this into them, vaccine into them. It's going to do them any harm. They might do it to some of their people, some of the dictators might, but they certainly won't be doing it to themselves.
And you'd call on the government, obviously you have done in Parliament, to commit to a 90% vaccine target.
Well, I thought, why not? I thought, good on Stuart Nash having it. I thought it was a great big goal out there, but the government didn't back it, didn't back him.